From 2005 to 2013, Rihanna was one of the most successful, busiest, and consistent pop stars of her generation. Rihanna released 7 albums back-to-back and earned 13 number-one hit songs that solidified her status as a certified hitmaker. After she released her 7th studio album, Unapologetic, and embarked on her 2013 Diamonds World Tour, Rihanna took an uncharacteristic and much-needed break. When it was announced in 2014 that Rihanna left her first label, Def Jam, to sign to Jay-Z's label, Roc Nation, rumors began to swirl that the singer was ramping up to release a new project. The reports only heightened when Rihanna confirmed in late 2014 that an album is on the way. After a string of 2015 singles that did not reach the level of success that Rihanna is accustomed to were scrapped from the elusive forthcoming project, it left many fans and critics wondering what direction Rihanna and her team were going to take for the new album. The album Anti, officially released on January 28, 2016, was met with widespread critical acclaim for Rihanna's experimental, alternative R&B, and soulful production, and how she was able to express the emotions and struggles of a relationship and feelings of self-identity. To this day, the album is still compiling platinum songs and still breaking records, but the road to its release was rocky. After Rihanna departed her first label, Def Jam, to sign with Roc Nation, there were whispers that Rihanna was working on her 8th studio album. There was talks that artists such as David Guetta, Sia, DJ Mustard, and Calvin Harris were working on her new project. Additionally, it was announced that Kanye West was going to be the executive producer for her album, which ended up not happening. After much speculation and spending the year 2014 recording, Rihanna made some headway into a probable rollout by releasing the single 4 or 5 Seconds with Kanye West and Paul McCartney in January 2015. Though the soulful acoustic single climbed to number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 and showcased a stronger and more vulnerable theme in her vocal performance, the song did not reach the same level of commercial success as Rihanna's previous lead singles. She followed up with 4 or 5 Seconds with the March 2015 release of Be Better Have My Money. The fiery and unapologetic trap and hip-hop infused single reached number 15 on the Billboard Hot 100, but it did not have as much lasting impact as one would have hoped. The third and final single from this short-lived era was American Oxygen. This EDM-style song featured Rihanna highlighting the experience of immigrants coming to America to chase the American dream. Honestly, when this song first came out, I thought it would be much bigger than what it was because of the soulful realness and powerful messaging the song and the video portrayed. But unfortunately, it only reached number 78 on the Billboard Hot 100, which would make it Rihanna's final release in 2015. Considering the songs all underperformed, it was speculated that Rihanna scrapped her entire album at that point and was using those 3 singles as promotional singles for the official singles for her forthcoming project. Throughout the spring and summer of 2015, Rihanna was quietly working. She was able to acquire the rights to her masters that year. She was working on her vocal animation for the movie Home, as well as working on her Puma line, and getting the logistics in order for a late summer tour, which was dependent upon the completion of her album. Even though a June release date was targeted, the album was still undone and its release date remained tentative until the fall. By the time October came around, it seemed the music community was finally getting an update of a possible imminent album release from Rihanna. During a private viewing event at a Los Angeles art gallery, Rihanna unveiled the art cover to her 8th studio album, officially titled Anti. The unveiling and its meaning was an artful and imaginative nod to Rihanna's nature to counter predictability and continuing to walk in her purpose by making an impact in her own unique way. This same month, it was announced that Rihanna would be returning to perform in that year's Victoria's Secret fashion show. A few weeks later, it was officially announced, after months of negotiations, that Rihanna inked a $25 million deal with Samsung, in which the electronic company would sponsor Rihanna's album and tour, and they would enlist her star power to promote their line of Galaxy products. This promotional release fueled further rumors that Anti was going to be released on Black Friday as a one-week-only Tidal exclusive, which is the music streaming service backed by Jay-Z, on November 27, 2015, and that it will later be released everywhere the following week. Throughout the next couple of weeks, nothing from Rihanna was released, and there was no update on any potential release date. In early November, Rihanna dropped out from performing at the Victoria's Secret fashion show as her team reported that the new music is not ready and that she was still in the studio finishing up her highly anticipated album. Finally, on November 19th, 2015, Rihanna dropped a link on her Twitter which led users to the website antidiary.com, which was a cryptic promotional strategy that allowed people to enter a 3D interactive virtual space of 8 different rooms that encouraged fans to search for various clues and messages for 9 weeks to build up anticipation for the album. In the 7th week of the virtual space, it would allow fans to get a sneak peek of promotional videos for Anti, whereas the final 8th week would contain a free download code for the first 1 million fans to get a hold of the long-awaited album Anti through Tidal. On November 23rd, Rihanna announced the Anti World Tour, which was initially supposed to start on February 26, 2016, with Travis Scott as the opening act in North America, and The Weeknd and Big Sean in the European leg. Although the website was a clever marketing tactic to generate hype for the singer's 8th LP, the general public was losing its patience, especially since the anticipated November 27, 2015 release date had passed. In late December 2015, producer and songwriter John Glass, who co-produced the track Kiss It Better off of Anti, went on an erratic Twitter rant alleging that Travis Scott was derailing the album from coming out, and how Travis encouraged Rihanna to name the album Anti and for her to release a trap album. Additionally, he kept making references to Rihanna as his wife, and that he wanted to put the demo of the song Kiss It Better out to the world, as the album was supposed to be released on either John's birthday, which was November 6th, or Christmas Day 2015. But Travis and Roc Nation would not allow that. To make matters worse, John also released a snippet of Kiss It Better to his social media, which was later removed through a copyright claim. For me, this was pretty hard to believe because Rihanna has always seemed like an artist who moved at the beat of her own drum, and has always had that boss mentality, so her relying on Travis so heavily, even if they were rumored to be dating at the time, is inconceivable. On January 27th, Rihanna announced her first single on Anti, which was the dancehall reggae-styled song Work, featuring Drake. Initially a Tidal exclusive for an hour, the song was later released to other streaming platforms such as Apple and Spotify. Even though initially the single had mixed reviews, it was comforting to hear Rihanna return to her original dancehall roots with this track. But later that evening, things got weird. It seemed Tidal prematurely leaked the album, which Tidal executives claimed at the time was a system error from Universal Music Group. Even though the leaked version of Anti was released to the public for about 20 minutes or so, the damage was pretty much already done, as the leak gave people the chance to rip the track list and share downloaded MP3 files of the entire album before its official release. A few hours later, Rihanna, through her partnership with Samsung and Tidal, tweeted a link to a free download code, which was only given to users who completed their 8 rooms on Anti-Diary. The code was a first-come, first-served system that allowed the first 1 million people to download Anti for free, which also came with a 60-day free trial to Tidal. Once those downloads were taken up, fans had to either stream Anti through Tidal or purchase the album once it became available on other streaming platforms. Anti was officially released on January 28, 2016. The album was streamed exclusively on Tidal before being released on iTunes 2 days later. Through this strategic campaign, Anti reached platinum status less than 2 days and became Rihanna's second #1 album. Rihanna embarked on her 75-show Anti World Tour, which started on March 12th through November 27, 2016, which ended up grossing $110 million at the time. Anti was a deviation from the pop and more successful commercial records that Rihanna has delivered before. She was successfully able to craft and curate arguably her most innovative and experimental album. I appreciate how she was able to creatively mesh pop, dancehall, rock, and R&B into this album. It became immediately evident of Rihanna's vocal and musical growth, which was sonically effective in hearing her express her vulnerability as well as feelings of liberation. Given what we have witnessed the last couple of years of Rihanna's development and success of her Fenty empire, this album was an indicator of where she was at that point in her musical career and where she was headed. It was independence and the freedom to challenge the status quo. At the time of its release, it was not one of my favorite albums from Rihanna, but it grew on me as time progressed. It is a perfectly imperfect project. It gave fans and music lovers a deeper look into who Rihanna is and the feelings she deals with as a young woman. In an interview with MTV in 2015, Rihanna mentioned that she wanted to make more timeless-sounding music, and through the tracks such as Love on the Brain, Needed Me, and my personal favorite, Kiss It Better, I feel like she was able to accomplish that. As fans continue to wait patiently for Rihanna's 9th album, Anti is still in rotation for many people as it recently returned to the Billboard Top 100 and Billboard's 200 album chart ahead of her performance at the Super Bowl. Rihanna has extended her record for the most RIAA certified singles for any female artist in the organization's history, with 161.5 million singles sold, as the songs Same Old Mistakes and Higher were recently certified platinum. Let me know in the comments how you felt about Anti and what some of your favorite songs off the album are. What is your favorite Rihanna album? How did you feel about Rihanna's promotional and rollout strategy for Anti? Do you think Anti was worth the wait? Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.